screen. This is
First
a good,
podcast.
tight screen.
Is it really?
Yeah.
First of all, this is great.
Many
First
interviews, but
podcast.
never a podcast.
Yeah. Well, that was super close to my face.
Yeah, it was also weak. Yeah,
That's
better clap.
so much
Yeah.
better. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Indiana Success Happy Hour. Brian Quinlan here from Daniels Real Estate.
Hey, Brad Niccum from Nest Mortgage Group.
I got to say, the podcast is looking better today. We have not had a lot of female guests on the show. So, guest, welcome. You are one of a few that have been on the show. Please tell the folks at home who you are.
I will. My name is Morgan McLain. I'm currently an Indianapolis Colts cheerleader and a former student of Mr. Quinlan here.
Mr. Quinlan. That's great.
We haven't talked about you being a teacher. Oh,
Okay. Yeah, we haven't talked
a
about me
long
being a
time.
teacher in a while. You are correct. It used to be
mention it all the time.
used to be a
We had to
recurring
drink
thing.
a lot.
We made this drinking game that no one plays.
Oh, that's funny.
Fred just took a drink.
There you go. Thanks, Fred. Yeah. So Morgan, back in the day. So you said are you okay sharing your age? You're
Yes,
young
yes,
enough, right?
yes.
Okay.
I'm
so
23,
being 23, I had Morgan in class 11 years ago.
6th grade.
Whew, that was a while.
Nah.
You're a tall drink of water now. You were still
I
tall
was.
even as a sixth
I
grader.
was.
So like your whole life. Well, Morgan, thanks for being here.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
This is a pleasure. I was very excited and thought about this today that you are the first former student of mine to be on the podcast.
That's fun.
And actually, maybe my first former student that Brad has gotten to meet.
Not even
can't
close the loan for one.
Oh, and never mind. That is correct.
But
Yes.
here's what I need. If you think is neat, if you look at the screen right now, you're the shortest person here.
I'm not even sitting up straight.
Oh, sad.
Because I give you a
I
shorter
know.
chair.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
You always attempt to make me shorter. Anyway, Brad, I see tequila. What are you drinking today, buddy?
The Partida Añejo.
All right.
It was sent to me in a really cool Dia de los Muertos box.
Yeah.
Where the whole celebration. It was really cool. I did a video of it yesterday. It has, all of the things that you use to make your altar at home and to honor your family members that have passed. And this is just a fantastic tequila. Tony and I have actually drank these añejos out of the barrels there.
Whoa,
Partida
hey, all
tequila.
right. Fresh.
Yeah, this is good stuff. So I thought I'd have it tonight and celebrate a little Colts and Colts cheerleading.
Woohoo.
Excellent.
What do you got there, Brian?
We're drinking, let's see, it says Tiger Mountain Helles Lager. Apparently it's Maplewood out of Normal, Illinois, which I always find to be a funny name for the city. It's like the smallest little town in Illinois. And you ever been to Normal?
I have not, but I feel like I've heard of it.
Yeah.
It's connected. It's Bloomington Normal.
Correct. I believe Illinois State University is there, or pretty darn close.
Yeah. Bloomington Normal, Illinois. It is
Either
a very
way.
small place.
It
They
is
have
a small.
Walmart.
Not that small, apparently. And Morgan, you've got Coca-Cola, I
I do.
believe. All right.
Delicious Coca-Cola.
Well, once again, thanks for being here. First of all, Brad, here we go.
Cheers.
Cheers to you, buddy. Morgan, bring it on
Cheers.
in. Cheers to you.
I like that cup you got, Morgan.
Thanks.
Got a little Nest Mortgage Group on there.
All right. Morgan, let's see. Since you were in my 6th grade class, you've done a lot.
Yes.
So we're going to skip through the middle school and high school years because you were at IU,
Yes.
which I did not wear the IU sweatshirt today. It's for the next episode, but
I should have wore a Colts shirt. I have.
yeah, for real. Anyway, you did something pretty cool at IU.
I danced there. Yes, I did. I was a red stepper. That was the dance team there for 4 years and a captain for 2 of those years.
So what does it take to go from being a high school dancer, where I know I saw you on the dance team at CG, to getting into being a red stepper?
Yes. So I was very, very fortunate at Center Grove. One of our assistant coaches was a former Colts cheerleader.
Okay.
So at the current time when I was like a junior, there was a different coach for the IU Red Stepper dance team. And it just wasn't necessarily the team I wanted to try out for. I knew I wanted to go to IU, but I was like, I don't know if that's the team for me. Like, looks like I probably won't dance in college. And then my Center Grove coach, she was like, hey, my senior year of high school, she's like, hey, I think you really should look into IU again. She's like, they just got a new coach. She's a former Colts cheerleader that I danced with. Mm-hmm. And she was like, and I can imagine the amazing things she's going to do for the program. So just like go to a prep class, try it out. Tell me what you think. So I went with my best friend in high school at the time. And like the second we stepped in, we were like, oh my gosh, like we have to try out for this team. Like this would be amazing. Like this seems like it would be such a fun team, a fun atmosphere to be a part of. So we auditioned, and obviously very nerve-wracking. That was also COVID. So my senior year of high school was COVID. So we auditioned online. Everything was virtual. My entire like first year of college was like virtual with masks. We didn't have any football games to dance to be a part of, no
Bummer.
basketball games to. So that was a little bit of a bummer, but I was very fortunate that I had amazing training growing up dancing at a studio and having all those connections at Center Grove that really allowed for me to, kind of know the Red Stepper style that I was going to get into and train that way and prepare.
We need
for
to give a
auditions.
shout out to your studio.
Yeah, Stage One Dance Academy is where I
All right.
grew up dancing, and then Vanessa, now Oaks, was my
Yep.
dance team coach.
You know, it's
All right.
completely different dancing than what I did when I was out of you.
And you were just visiting, aren't you?
No, I lived at a frat.
Oh,
I mean, I didn't go to college, but I lived at the Chi-Fi house.
did I know that?
I would
Apparently
hope
not.
so. Yeah, I lived at the Chi-Fi house. My buddy was the president. There were no apartments when I moved there, so a keg of beer a week was my rent. And
Okay.
I worked for a construction company, and yeah, I was on the alumni wall with my pictures. I had a pledge. I had all that.
Are you still on the wall?
No, that
Shirt and tie.
that frat is no longer
Oh.
there.
I was gonna say, I don't know if Chi-Fi
Chi-Fi
exists.
lost their they lost their charter. It was
I
the
don't know why.
when you cross Second Street and you go down the hill. And
Yes.
it was the very first fraternity right in
Okay.
the corner. That was Chi-Fi back in the day.
Huh.
And yeah, I lived there until I got an apartment.
How about that?
Yeah. So I
All right.
went to IU without going to IU.
So let me see. You first year COVID, second year normal. Was that
Normal.
the year IU football was good with Michael Penix, or was that the COVID year?
No, COVID year was
Oh.
COVID year was the Penn State game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was COVID year. I had COVID during that game.
Oh, good.
So I was quarantined at home in my basement,
Perfect.
like woohoo with the TV because I'm missing like the biggest game of my college career because I was at home because I had COVID.
Oh,
So
But yes.
different now. You just came and sat next to me. when
Oh,
you had
yeah.
COVID.
That's true. I had COVID about a month ago and
Yeah.
just sat here with Brad.
Back in the day, we
Whatever.
were like sent to our basements,
Lock it
and
down.
Brian has it. He's like, "Hey, dude, let's do a podcast.
We
Can
made
share
out.
mics."
Yeah, we were COVID tested. I think it was at some point bi-weekly because we were in the
Wow.
dorms.
Oh, I bet.
So
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was
Crazy.
So
different
then
time.
your first year of actually red stepping in the stadium, they were still decent and had gained popularity.
Yes.
Probably some of the largest crowds you danced in front of at that time of your life.
Yes. They weren't the most loyal fans.
Well,
After halftime, it was normally that it would be pretty empty considering we still weren't winning a ton of games.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We never went to a bowl game in my career.
oh,
Never made
Oh,
it.
so none of the time you were there, it wasn't any of the
No,
good.
it was
the
not what
norm-
it was now.
You were at the normal time.
Yes.
Okay.
The normal times where we would have our few good wins against nobody schools.
Yep.
And then any Big Ten school, it was like, oh, this is a rough game. to
Yeah.
dance
So
at.
the IU basketball. Hey, we have a football team.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So it was fun once we got rid of once we moved on from football season. It was like basketball. Everyone was like, yes, basketball. So we were able to dance at a few basketball
I
games.
was
It
going to ask,
definitely-
do the Steppers do much at basketball games?
So my
You?
freshman year, we didn't. Well, it was COVID, so we didn't
Yep.
really do anything. But before the current coach, they didn't do any basketball games.
Oh.
But once I made the team, we started to do basketball games. We didn't. Not until my senior year, we didn't do every game. But we would do a few big half times here and there. Whether it was like, I think UNC was a big one. We did UK, obviously Purdue. So those are always the
Yeah.
big ones that we normally danced at.
No, never mind.
So are the Red Steppers more like the Pacemates versus the Colts Cheerleader?
I would say we're more similar to Colts Cheer.
Okay.
Yeah, our style's very similar considering my coach was a former Colts cheerleader. So definitely a very similar style. But then we also compete. So we have those technical aspects.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
So you would go to like all the nationals and
Yes.
compete against all
Yep.
the other cheerleaders.
So we went to nationals. We did virtual nationals my sophomore year. We
Woo.
won. I mean, virtual nationals
Virtually
we won.
We
And
virtually
then
won that
You
one.
got a real ring, right?
my sophomore year we went, but I had knee surgery, so I didn't compete. And then my senior year we went and we won. So
Very cool.
that was easily one of the highlights of my career in college.
So I'm going to say you probably also got a degree while you were at IU.
I did. I majored in exercise science with a focus in pre-occupational therapy. And then I also minored in American Sign Language and psychology.
And can
We're
you
gonna
help
get
an
there.
old guy with a sore knee?
I mean, ask me in one more year once I graduate from OT school, and I absolutely can.
This large knee brace on right now.
Old guy with a sore knee right in between us.
Can you fix a meniscus tear without surgery?
Well,
Morgan?
so I fixed my meniscus twice with surgery.
Oh, my.
Without surgery. We need without.
Yeah,
I gotta run a
without
marathon
surgery,
in
that
59
sounds-
days.
that
59
sounds
days.
rough.
He's running a full marathon.
Maybe a lot of ibuprofen.
That's great. Thank you so much, Morgan.
Smarter than what I said. I said tequila and muscle.
Oh, there's
relaxers.
that.
I mean,
So, as a red stepper during school, what is your schedule like?
yeah, I think a lot of people think it's very tough, and it maybe at some points wasn't the easiest, but I always say it's nothing that we all weren't used to. We've all grown up dancing at studios or at our high schools, and it's the crazy schedule where you go from school from 8 to 3 p.m. and then you're at the studio from 3 to 10 p.m. So it's something that we're not used to. So for red steppers, I think we practiced most of the time. It was like 4 or 5 days a week for like 2 or 3 hours. And it was like from 3 to 5 p.m. or something. But in college, your classes are so flexible. Your schedule is so flexible. A lot of times I would like not have class on a Friday or not have class on a Tuesday. So in that ways, it was a lot easier. Now there were a lot more like weekend things. And, if there was a basketball game on a Tuesday night and you had an exam on a Wednesday, like that kind of sucked. But I think what's so special about being on a college dance team is that you're all in the same boat no matter what. Like you all have midterms at the exact same time. You are all deep studying, trying to figure out when you're going to study when you have a game on Saturday at the same time. So I think that was easier. You really could rely on your teammates in that way. There was always someone that was in the same class as you or had the same major that you could rely on to study with or, ask questions with. So I think in that aspect, it was a little bit easier. And it was also a class credit, so that was helpful.
Very nice.
It was 2 credits in the fall and 1 in the spring, so that helped our schedule a little bit. And then for the most part, our professors were always pretty understanding, knowing that like it is a commitment. We are, it is another class, so our absences would be excused for things like that. But not the hardest thing in the world.
All right. Did you see Trace much?
Not a ton, but I always said hi when I did. I was always like, I know him, he knows me. I'm not being a weird fan.
That's
I was
right.
like, we go back.
You have to fill us in. Who's Trace?
Trace Jackson Davis, former Center Grove basketball player, Mr. Basketball, went to IU, All-American, now playing in the NBA.
Oh, wow. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Her brother played on the same basketball team with Trace back in high school.
Yes.
You have to understand, I was a big IU basketball fan until Bobby Knight left. And then,
So it's been
and then
25 years.
I moved away from Bloomington and I lost. Again, they went into that time frame where they didn't win for a long time, and I'm a bandwagon guy.
2002 and beyond, it was.
I am on the Colts bandwagon right now. Like I'm ringing
That's a
the
great
bell,
bandwagon
I'm
to be on.
honking the horn. Yeah.
All right.
Got to
Good.
play good in November.
Good transition.
Yes.
So
Thank you.
you're nearing end of college. Red Stepper days are coming to an end.
Yes.
And you're thinking of your next phase. And somehow the Colts opportunity comes about.
Yes.
Explain how that all came around.
I think from the time of like middle school, high school, I knew I wanted to be a Colts cheerleader. Again, I was just surrounded by a lot of women in my life that were amazing role models to me that happened to be former Colts cheerleaders. And they just always talked so highly of the program, so highly of the organization and their time on the team. And so I think I knew it was definitely something I wanted to do. Growing up doing studio dance, I loved dancing, but I never wanted to do it professionally. I was like, I love dancing, but maybe that's not for me until I joined the dance team in high school and I stepped foot on a football field and I was like, oh, this. I was like, this is what I like. I was like, I like this way more than competing. I like the fan aspect and, cheering on the team was always so much fun. So I think pretty much from that point on, I knew I wanted to try out for Colts. So all of senior year, you're going to prep classes, you're preparing for it, doing everything you can. And then you submit a video round for the first round of auditions, and you're asked to come to finals, which happens to be about like a week and a half, 2 weeks long. the way the finals lined up my senior year, so we traveled to Daytona for nationals, and we were there from, I think we left on like a Tuesday, so we were there from Tuesday to Sunday, and then finals for Colts auditions started that Sunday.
Of course
so
they did.
Right, so we all, and of course there's so many teams that go to nationals, so it was any girls that were from Purdue, Ball State, no, not Butler. Butler goes to a different circuit. But so all of those girls were flying home that Sunday and going straight to the Colts complex to start auditions.
Could you imagine the chatter on that plane?
To say that was the most stressful 5 days of my life, it absolutely was.
Was there dancing in the aisles on the plane as people were stretching?
There was
prepping?
I've never been more anxious in my life. And I do remember trying to compartmentalize it as much as I can, as for one thing, this is my senior nationals. We ended up winning. It was the most amazing experience ever. We're running into the ocean with my 27 best friends. And then on the other hand, I'm thinking in my head, I'm oh my gosh, I'm going to start auditioning for what could be the rest of my life. What, if I don't make it, I pivot and I do something else, or, what I hope to become my dream of being a Colts cheerleader. So I was trying to switch on and off from that. And then we do a fitness test, which is some portion of a HIIT cardio workout, however many push-ups you can do. And
how many could you do?
I don't remember.
Ish?
Not that many.
Is it more than
40-ish.
Not that many? You just said 40?
I was literally going to say, is it more than 4? Because I couldn't be on the team.
Holy moly.
You said 40?
I don't remember, but I think your goal is 40 push-ups, 60 sit-ups.
What time span?
That's
so
an afternoon?
It's 40 push-ups. There's not a time limit. You just
go till you can't.
Well, no, you go on a beat.
Okay.
Which is arguably the hardest part of it. So you're holding a plank basically, and then beat, go down, and I think it's 3 or 5 seconds apart. So you're not
4.
allowed to.
I can do 4.
You're not allowed to come down on your knees during that entire time.
Oh, good Lord, I can only do 2.
But you're able to go up to downward dog. So that's a little trick you
Stretch
can do.
it out a little bit.
And then the sit-ups, I think, are however many sit-ups you can do in. It's either 1 minute or 2 minutes.
See, now that one depends on if somebody's holding a glass of tequila.
Oh, I was going to say, if you're going to ask if someone's holding your feet, no one's holding your feet.
No, if they're going to hold a glass of tequila, I can get up there.
Part. So that fitness test was the Sunday we flew home.
And you were probably sore.
Oh, I mean, I was exhausted. I've put on makeup.
45.
That's weighing you down.
Exactly. My hair is fried off. I'm there's sand in my shoes from being on the beach. It was, an experience I'll never trade for the world, but one to remember.
One thing I can say as a dad to a competitive cheerleader and a dad to a high level motocross racer, both of them were in casts a lot of summers.
Yes.
Both of them were first name basis with our orthopedic surgeon. And Blake had a harder time with his makeup than Brittany did.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
It's hard work. It's hard work.
Oh, absolutely.
So there's a fitness test.
Yes.
And then that's just day one?
That I'm sure there were other things day one. You have a technique round where you do different skills. You have to come prepared, I think, with 3 dances that you learn by video, and then you're scored on those. But
you killed that part.
Yeah, absolutely. No. You're scored on execution, memory, and performance, I think. And then probably the most stressful part of auditions is the interview. It's a panel interview. You're with 4 other potential candidates. It's with all 3 of our staff, and then it's with any Colts staff. So that could be higher ups, marketing, communications, and players. Yeah, literally anyone.
It'd be great if it was Pat McAfee.
And they can ask you any questions.
I was going to ask, what kind of questions does a cheerleader get asked to show that she is good enough for this job?
Yes. So a lot of times you get asked about your resume, about, things you've done in the past. And then a lot of times it's just questions about what you would do on an appearance and, how.
Did they ask you football knowledge questions?
No, that is the one thing we don't need to know.
Interesting.
Because they always say, we can teach you that after you make the team. Which this year we did have a football test after we made the team.
Did they tell you to watch out for flying footballs when you're on the sideline?
So that is one very important thing. We are told that as soon as the ball snaps, you have to be immediately facing the field because that is it.
That's how you know what's going to happen.
A huge safety hazard. Yeah. Not only flying balls, but flying
players.
Humans. Exactly. And they're not small.
Running
so you
fast
do not want to be caught. Exactly.
Technically still flying balls.
So they say like
Correct.
as soon as the ball snaps, you turn around and you are paying attention.
Yeah, okay.
because
Well, now I'm going
you
to pay
do
more
not-
attention to you all on the sidelines.
Yes.
I love watching the reporters when they're not paying attention and it's
I mean, you
nailed by a
get
ball.
nailed, and that
And
you do
that
not want to be
tip
that
of a
girl.
football hurts.
And
Yeah.
I feel bad for the cameramen that they can't.
They
They
always
have
get
no
run
idea.
over.
No.
Yeah,
And then they're usually our age where
Yeah, right.
hips are easily broken.
yeah,
For sure.
Yeah.
That just
Absolutely.
sounds fun.
All right. So how many days worth of tryouts is that?
I think it's about like 5.
It's not consecutive though, right?
No, you have like a day off.
Yeah,
here
So
or
it's not a
there.
cheerleader combine you have to go to.
No,
Sounded
no.
like day one was.
Well,
They did
yeah.
kind of, with the 40 push-ups.
Yeah.
Lord.
But yes, so it's a few days. And then my rookie year, we normally have a showcase at Hilbert Circle Theater where it's like this big show. It's a big opening number. Everyone does small group dances. Everyone does an individual solo. There's, like short little questions. So we normally do that. That didn't happen my rookie year, just scheduling wise. I think they weren't able to just make it happen that year. So it was a closed audition. So a little less stressful in that way. But then my second season, we had the showcase. So
Okay.
it's this year was a little bit longer because we were preparing for the showcase. There's a few more things that go into it, but I think it was like about a week or so.
Okay. Make the team. Go through all your, audition, rehearsals, things like that. You walk into Lucas Oil Stadium and there are 65,000 people. What is that kind of, what are your first thoughts, I guess, as you walk in that day?
Yeah. So not my first time performing in Lucas Oil because I performed in high school when we went to state
That's right.
finals.
Mm-hmm. There weren't
I was
65,000
gonna say
people.
a lot less fans, and it's
30,000,
a lot
20,000.
more echoey when there aren't as many fans. And then I also danced there in college because we played a game there against Louisville.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, like I've done this before. I know what to expect. Now we had 2 preseason games my rookie year, which are just a completely different atmosphere than regular
We
season.
called him worthless.
Yeah, they're like
I give those tickets.
we do the exact same amount of things, but it's a good like practice run for the home opener. So we had 2 preseason games.
Preseason for everybody.
Exactly. So, I was like, okay, this is fun. There's a lot of fans. This is awesome. Like the crowd's great. And then I remember a home opener. And like I specifically remember it was like a really long catch. I don't even think it was for a touchdown, but I remember I was in one of our coaches' corners and he caught the ball. And I
apologize. This is your second year.
No, this is my
No,
is your
I'm
first
talking
year?
about like this year right now is your
yes,
second.
This
Okay,
is my
yeah.
second.
This
I was
is
trying to think
last
of
year.
last year's opening day is when Richardson launched one to Alec Pierce.
Yes, I do believe it was Alec
Okay.
Pierce. Yes. And I think the roof was open or the window was open.
Yeah, I'm not
One
sure.
of the two, because it was a beautiful day.
Okay.
So I just remember like standing there and, we're supposed to be cheering. And I was like, oh, and I was just like looking around. I was like, it is so loud in here. Like, I was like, oh, like my ears are ringing. I was just like soaking it all. And I was like, it is so extremely loud in here. Like these fans are so excited to be here. And that was like my aha moment. I was like, wow, there are 65,000 fans in this stadium that are like cheering for the Colts. Like it was just such a surreal moment that I was like, wow, like now this is amazing.
What point did you realize all of that noise was just coming from Clayton Anderson?
Right. And you're like,
That's awesome. Hi, Clayton. All right. So, where else do I want to go with this?
I have a couple questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
So outside of games, you guys do a lot of appearances.
yes.
And which is more fun, games or appearances?
What a tough question. Game days are obviously so fun because we dance so much. There's a lot of interacting with fans and there's always special moments that you can have. But appearances are, equally as fun because there are a lot of times people that you wouldn't necessarily get to interact with on game days.
You get to see your former teacher at Back Nine.
Exactly. That was my first appearance ever.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I was
great.
with one of my best friends and we were at an appearance at Back Nine and I saw Mr.
I
Quinlan.
can hear
My
her,
big hat.
I can hear her friend going, Morgan, who's that creepy guy looking at you?
Security's
Oh,
like,
it's
do you
my
know
old
him?
math teacher.
This jackass with the big hat coming to talk to you, Morgan.
So yeah, I think there's fun for different reasons. A lot of times, you do get to interact with those fans that don't always get to come to games or haven't ever been to a game. So they're fun for different reasons. But yeah,
What type of requirement is there for you to do a certain number of appearances?
yes. So there's different appearances that we can have. There's appearances that are like through Colts specifically, and then there's appearances through other companies that just want us to show up.
So you
So-
have sponsors as
Yes,
cheerleaders, right?
yes.
And you have to get approval to do
Yes.
events.
Yes. So
Podcasts.
Oh,
or
right.
podcast.
So, you're expected to hit a certain number of Colts hours, but other than that, there's no requirement. Everyone, is either a full-time student or has a full-time job outside of that. So appearances are based off availability. You say if you're able to come or not, and then, it's just assigned based on how many hours you
Okay.
have.
Because you don't have to answer this question if you can't, and Brian can edit this out. But one of the questions,
wait. Go.
okay, one of the questions that a lot of people talk about and ask, and I've been asked this question, if I would have any idea. I have no idea. I have no way of knowing, but cheerleaders, what do they get paid?
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing that I've heard, nothing to $25 a game to $50,000 a year. I've heard all these different numbers. And then you watch this show where the cowboy cheerleaders have a television show. They look like they are really getting taken care of and paid well. What's that like in cheerleading today?
What I can say is that I've always felt very fairly compensated for all the work that I do. We get paid for everything we do, from practices to game days to appearances. There's obviously a lot of perks that come with it, a lot of, sponsorship opportunities that come with it. But at the same time, it is a part-time job. And, for what I like to say is, most of my life I've been paying to dance. I've been paying to, go to school to dance. I've been paying to dance at a studio. And now I am finally getting paid to dance. So, obviously it's amazing. It's a part-time job though, but we do get paid for everything that we do.
That's like when I got paid to go to school and be a teacher.
Exactly. You're like, this is
Or when you
perfect.
get paid to do an announcing.
Yeah.
Or like when we don't get paid at all to do
the show.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
So are other teams like the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, is that a whole different deal, or is it kind of the same, or do you have any idea?
I don't really know. There's not a lot of opportunity to talk to other girls about that, but I would assume that it's fairly the same. Obviously Dallas Cowboys have gotten a lot of publicity for the
big
past,
deal.
Yeah,
they're a big
past
deal.
few years. So I'm sure that, maybe
Is there a Indianapolis Colts Netflix show coming soon?
We always say
Who do
that
we
we
need
should
to
have
talk
one. I don't know if it would be the most drama filled, but it would be funny. It would be funny. It would be entertaining, not the most drama filled, because
There's
there
a
isn't
lot
any
of
drama.
girls. And
There is.
That really kind of, there's a lot of shows built around a lot of women that create a lot of drama.
You would think
Sometimes
that,
it's
but
scripted.
it's
Sometimes it's scripted. Yeah, most of the time it's scripted.
for the most part, it's 27 of us living our best lives and getting along with each other because, at the end of the day, we're grown women and we can,
I
have
know a
adult
voiceover guy,
conversations.
if you ever
Hey,
need to
that's
do a
right.
show.
Every Colts home game, I see picture of your parents as they're greeting you at the game, heading inside.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, one of the perks of your job is 2 tickets to each game, correct?
Yes. Yep. And
That's
that
very
my
cool.
parents take those every time. It's really nice. A lot of times if girls' families aren't from in state or travel further away, they'll be like, hey, like, have an extra ticket. Can anyone trade me? Like, my parents would love to come. People are always willing to trade them and, pass them around. So that's definitely one of the perks that my parents definitely
Does that
enjoy.
go for playoff tickets?
That's a great question.
Does it go?
I've never had that
Here's
opportunity.
the next question. Does it go for Super Bowl tickets?
Super Bowl, I would imagine no, but I don't know.
My guess would be no.
My guess would be no. Because
My
it's not
understanding of the Super Bowl, every player in the league gets 2 tickets. But, that's a lot.
Right.
Right?
It's not 75. It's not 85,000 people.
Depends where it is. But either way, not. My guess would be no for the Super Bowl.
My guess
would be yes for playoffs because we still own
I agree.
that
because like season ticket holders get their tickets for playoffs. So.
Exactly.
But the cheerleaders get to go to the Super Bowl.
We do.
Yeah.
We would.
I was at a Super Bowl and I watched the cheerleaders at the Super Bowl.
Yes.
So
I'm not sure on like how, because it's technically a neutral site, so it's not a home team or an away team. So I don't know. I think the rule is that like each cheer team gets a sideline, so you just get your home sideline.
Yeah.
Whereas
one is called a home team, one is called the visitor.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Whereas like, at Lucas Oil, we're in all 4 corners. I don't think that's how it would be.
They were on each side.
Yes.
I watched the New York Giants play the New England Patriots.
Fun. But the Giants don't have cheerleaders.
You're right. The Patriots, we were on the Patriots side.
Yes.
So you're right. I didn't, that's funny.
Yeah.
Why do they not have cheerleaders?
I'm Brian, your Indianapolis realtor. If you are looking to buy or sell a house in the Indy area, I'm your guy. If you're coming from out of state, want to make a move to the Indy area, I'm your guy. Check out the show notes for a link. We can get in touch and get you started. Thanks for watching. Now back to the show.
There's a few teams in the NFL that don't have cheerleaders, and for one reason or another.
For New York, it's probably the creep factor.
That's probably it.
Patriots have one. Bills don't have them.
'Cause
New
it's too
York is
damn
just
cold.
anti. Do the
But,
Jets?
I mean, but Patriots, no, Jets do.
New York thing.
That ruins the creep factor.
Green Bay does not.
There's no fans at Jets game.
Green Bay.
Green Bay does.
Everybody up there likes a lot of cheese, so that may be why.
Nah.
Let's get some hate mail going.
That's
I'm trying
right.
to think of other ones.
If you know what teams don't have cheerleaders, put it in the comments.
Chargers.
The
don't have
Chargers have cheerleaders?
They used to.
I thought they did.
And then they abandoned. What about
They
the
used
Oakland
to.
Raiders? Well,
They do.
They're not even
Vegas
Oakland anymore. They're
Raiderettes.
Vegas Raiders. The Raiderettes.
Yes.
What are you
They
guys? What do you guys call?
Just Colts cheerleaders.
Colts cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't have a fun name.
When you threw out Raiderettes, I was like,
I know.
oh my.
Raiderettes, and then the Bengals cheerleaders are called the Bengals.
Oh,
Just
of
cute.
course.
Kind of neat. Yeah.
So I've only worn cowboy boots once in my life.
Why?
They're like the most uncomfortable footwear I've ever put on in my life.
You
You have
bought-
to dance in them.
You bought bad cowboy boots.
Well, so in college we danced in cowgirl boots,
Right,
like
yeah.
real cowgirl boots. And now we dance. They're like more dance boots.
Okay.
They're like more similar to like a jazz shoe.
All right.
So that's a little bit easier. In college, I love dancing in them.
Huh.
I'm a big fan of the boots. You know, I think it's one of those things where you suck it up and
Do you get to
it's-
keep
your
a
feet are
pair of
gonna
the
hurt.
red stepper boots after
we
you're
do.
done?
Yep, it's your senior year present. So
Okay.
I was
yeah.
told the best shoes to wear are the ones that are most comfortable. Maybe since your boots didn't work, maybe you had cowgirl boots on. Maybe like this.
You
Because
just gotta
good
find
boots,
the right boot.
good boots don't hurt your feet at all.
Well, either way, I'm not wearing them.
Maybe you need some Lucchese's.
All right. Now, not that that's the only reason, but there's a big reason you're here today, Morgan. You have absolutely blown up on social media. So we're going to back up. You in high school studied Spanish.
Yes.
How many years?
Well, I mean, what we took it in middle school. too,
Okay. So
right?
really you had 3, 4, 5, 6
Like-
years ish.
I don't even remember how many times. Probably like 4 years. I would
Okay.
assume.
Hola, amiga, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo va todo?
I have nothing to show for it.
That's right.
Like
so,
nothing.
so then you go to IU.
Yeah.
And your major tells you that you need to have a foreign language.
Yes.
What was your choice?
It was American Sign Language. I was looking at all the options. Spanish was on there. You could like test out to be in a higher Spanish, and I was just like, I don't know if that's for me. You know, again, I've learned it for 4 years, and I don't have very much to show for it. So maybe I pivot and try a new one. So I
Did
saw.
you give any thought to, I'll just take Spanish 1 again because I already know it'll be an easy grade?
You know, I didn't because I was like, I really like. I have no
Yeah. Okay.
no desire. You know.
Good for you.
So I was looking and I was like, oh, American Sign Language. I was like, that would be cool. Like that would be fun. And, you know, I knew that I wanted to be an occupational therapist at the time. And I was like, I could definitely see that, you know, aiding in my future career as an occupational therapist. So why not
100%.
take a foreign language that could, you know, help me out in the future?
So, odd connection. My son, who's a year younger than you, maybe 2,
Mhm.
either way, his first year at Cincinnati, he also had to take a foreign language, and he thought about sign language because prior to going to college, he was working at Bubba's, and a deaf couple came in. And for whatever reason, you know, Will was communicating with them just on like probably a written level. But he got this burr up his butt that he wanted to learn sign language.
Yeah.
So he started just watching videos online.
Yes.
That couple came in again that summer, and Will, in a partial way, was able to do sign
Right.
language with them. And he was inspired. So
How amazing.
his first semester at Cincinnati, he did sign language specifically for foreign
Yeah.
language. And he enjoyed the class. I won't say that he loved it, but he definitely learned something.
Yeah.
It was maybe one of the most valuable classes that he took.
Yeah,
Very cool.
absolutely.
For you, it became a minor.
Yes. I enjoyed it so much. I don't remember what the specific requirement was for my foreign language. It might have been like 3 semesters, 4 semesters. But I was like, I really like this. I was like, I think I should just make it a minor. And so I think that included like 6 semesters and then a few extra like cultures class and syntax class. And so it was actually, it's a pretty hard class to get in because it's a small group of students. It's a small group of students and it's a small class size, and they don't have a ton of professors because all the professors are deaf. So it was like hard to get in your first class, but then once you're in it, it's okay. So I applied for the minor, was accepted, and then took it for the rest of my career in college and absolutely loved it. I loved all of my professors, got really close with a lot of the students in my class, and really just fell in love with the language and in the way that it was taught and just the culture surrounding it. So absolutely loved it.
probably odd that you walk into your first class never having done sign language before, and the person teaching it is deaf and is just speaking sign language, right?
So our very first
I don't
class had an interpreter.
Oh, okay.
So she was obviously signing and talking, but after that, like I don't even think I knew that our professors were going to be deaf, honestly.
I wouldn't have thought
I would
that.
not have thought that at all.
No.
So
I-
yes, so
that makes the class an extra challenge.
yes, I was gonna say I walked in the classroom, but it was a Zoom, so I guess I opened up my computer and was surprised.
You're sitting there.
Right.
What is going on my speaker?
and then I was like, okay, we'll have an interpreter for
Sound on.
the rest of the semester. And then she was like, okay, like this is the only class I'll be interpreting. And I was like, wait a second. I was like, I don't know any sign language.
How do you
am
say
I
I'm going to get an
to?
F in
I know,
sign
I was like,
language?
Okay. I was like, well, this will be a learning experience for sure. But it
Yeah.
was just, I think, just absolutely the best way to learn a language. Like I think it's similar to traveling abroad. Like you're just immersed in it
yourself,
and you have no choice but to figure it out.
Right.
So whether it's writing it down, finger spelling, typing it out, you were figuring out a way to communicate with your professors and your peers. And I think that's one of the reasons why I picked it up pretty quickly.
Cool. So after you graduated from IU and prior to blowing up on social media this year, did you use sign language much since graduation?
So not a ton. My last semester in college, I was actually a paraprofessional at a school for a kiddo that was deaf and had Down syndrome. So I would travel with him to his classrooms and, sign a little bit with him and, help him communicate with his peers and his teachers as best as I could. So I used it a lot my last semester in college. And then my first season on the team, we have a big junior cheer program that is one of our major ways of connecting with youth and, connecting with the younger generation. And our director of the junior cheer program came up to me and she's like, hey, we have, a deaf junior cheerleader. Like, I'm going to put her in your squad as long as you feel comfortable with that. Like, I think this is a great opportunity for you to use your skills and for us to be inclusive and, have her feel welcomed in our program. So I was able to use it a lot that season with her, which was super special. And then my rookie season, I did meet one deaf fan at Touchdown Town, and he had come up to our table at Touchdown Town, and I was kind of towards the end, so he was talking to a few of our other teammates, and I'm like talking with someone else, and all of a sudden I'm hearing like, Morgan, like he's deaf, he signs, and I was like, oh wait. And so I think it was crazy for him and it was crazy for me because I don't think he ever expected to come up to the table and be able to, use sign language with me. He was so excited. He FaceTimed his daughter and I was signing to her on FaceTime. So those were a few instances that I had been able to use my ASL, but not a ton, not on the regular.
You get like the good person, like not just the check mark. Like you get like the good person award. You're doing all of these great things and you're very impressive.
Thank you.
Awesome.
All right. So I'm checking your Instagram page right here.
So you're like a million views,
That's what I was going for.
It's a real.
And old man Quinlan can't see this. How many views are we looking at?
Okay,
here, Morgan?
so the NFL posted a video of me interacting with a deaf fan, and it alone, just this video, has 8.2 million views.
And that's just Instagram.
And that's only the NFL pages. There's been countless other pages that have also posted it.
Okay.
So.
Hey. What do you say? I'm like, thank you. Hey, look. A-R-K, Mark. You. Look, you can pay attention.
I know, you made a sound.
Yeah, we just moved here and he goes to the deaf school.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like school.
Yeah. No, tell us your first time. Yeah, it is.
Your first time?
He
It's
gets,
gonna be so much fun now.
yeah. He gets excited when he sees other people signing.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
So, how did all of that kind of come about where you got to meet Mark?
Yes. So from my understanding, Mark's mom posted a video and was like, hey, Mark and I are coming to a Colts game. We would love if there was any way for Mark and I to get on the field. If there's any Colts staff out there that are watching that can help us make that happen, like, would love to. And someone from the Colts Impact team reached out, was like, hey, like, would love to provide you field passes for pregame. Would love to you to come down and, have the chance to maybe meet some players, get some signatures during their practice. And she was like, wow, that's so great. Amazing. Sounds great. So I got a text maybe late the week of the game that was like, hey, like, double checking, like, you're a cheerleader, that you're one of our cheerleaders that knows sign language. Might have an opportunity for you to interact with a kiddo that's deaf before the game. And I was like, oh, absolutely. Yeah. Sign me up for whatever. And I didn't really hear a ton. And then we're normally put on appearances the morning of game day. That's just all over Lucas Oil Stadium. And I was on a field suite visit with him. So I was like, okay, perfect. Sounds great. And it's from my understanding that Mark and his mom didn't know that a cheerleader was going to come visit them until she got to the game. So they were like, yeah, like, hang out here for a few minutes. And then, like, we're actually going to have a cheerleader come visit you. And she happens to know sign language. And so her mom was like, okay, great. And so then I walked out, and, like, you could just immediately see that Mark was just so excited that someone knew sign language. And his mom just kept saying, like, he gets really shy when anyone knows sign language and when they start signing to him. So that was just, like, a really special moment, and obviously one that I will remember for the rest of my cheer career and in life.
Super cool. Have you stayed in touch with Mark and Mom?
Yes. It was just his birthday.
Nice.
So I was able to wish him a happy birthday. Yeah, we stay in touch anytime, another video gets posted or something else happens. I had told her that I was signing the national anthem, and she was, of course, congratulating me.
We're going to
and
get there
posting-
too.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Yeah, that's the next conversation.
Okay,
right there.
now, from that video, 8 million plus views on Instagram, YouTube, whatever, all of that, right? You were in People Magazine?
Yes,
or at least
an
the story
article.
appeared
Yes.
in People
Yep.
Magazine. You weren't interviewed
No,
or anything
no.
like that. But here I am watching my social media. Your face pops up, and you're talking to David Muir.
Yes.
Explain that one.
That one was extra crazy because I'm in school for occupational therapy, and I have class on Wednesdays from like 8 to 4 p.m. And so I get a text at like 3:30 from my coach, and she's like, hey, what are you doing? Do you have time for a call? Which is just like,
Sure.
it's the worst text to get from a coach because you never know what it's going to
You think
be.
you're off the team?
I know. I'm like, what did I do?
I signed with that kid and everything.
So I'm like, oh, yes. So I call her, and she's like, I hope you're not busy because you have the chance to be on ABC's Nightly News with David Muir tonight. She's like, they need the video by like 5 p.m. tonight if you're able to. And she's like sending me all these parameters. She's like, it needs to be horizontal, include this, blah, 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 say this. And I was like, okay. And so I was like, on my way home from school, I live like 30 minutes from campus. So I'm like driving home, and I'm like, I can get it to you by 5:15. Okay. I go to school looking like a mess. So like my
Perfect.
hair was horrible. My makeup was
And then there was a get ready with me video.
Oh, yes.
A
And
quick
so
get ready with
I'm
me.
like scrambling to get ready. I only curled like the front 2 pieces of my hair, and this was just like all you saw in the video. And then I'm like calling my mom, or like yelling at my mom. I'm like, Mom, like, what do I wear? Give me all my Colts things. Send pictures to my coach. Like, I got to figure out what to wear. And then my coach is like, film it outside. So we have natural
Film it
lighting.
outside.
So,
Yeah, that was
Get the
cool.
lighting.
and then the cicadas are so loud. She's like, is there any way? I was like, I was like, I don't know. So that was like a crazy turnaround. That was like, I mean, the quickest I've ever gotten ready in my entire life. I was, probably yelling at my
Boyfriend would've been
entire
happy.
family. No, I was like, they were probably not super happy at that time. I ended up filming it vertical, and then I sent it to my coach, and she was like, horizontal. I was like, no.
You had to do it again?
So then, yes, I sent it to him, and then it was, maybe an hour and a half later, it was on TV.
You didn't get to talk to David, though.
No,
Okay.
just like his.
Yeah, producer asking
Yeah,
questions. It seemed like he was asking
Yeah.
these questions.
That's freaking awesome.
But yeah, that one was especially crazy.
No kidding.
Let's talk about Germany.
Okay. So you're slowly, maybe not slowly, are you now known as the Colts cheerleader that does sign language?
I am. There have been a few appearances that I've been on where if it's a deaf individual or someone that knows sign language or someone that's seen the video that's like, oh my gosh, you're the cheerleader that was signing with the little one. I'm like, yes, I was. And they're like, that was so special. I'm like, thank you, obviously. But yeah, it's been a little bit crazy.
All right. So I'm watching the Colts game Sunday in Germany. They don't show the national anthem, or at least not the part that I'm watching. But after the game, I'm looking at Facebook, and there you are, standing on the field, signing the national anthem. Had you ever done that before?
Nope, first time. First time, and that's a big game to do it for your first
No
time.
kidding.
So I think of the singers that sing the national anthem and how much preparation it takes.
Yeah.
And how afraid they are at doing it wrong.
Oh, yeah.
What was your preparation like?
Not very much preparation.
Okay.
I was at the airport leaving for Germany on Thursday. So we were there like Thursday morning. I get another amazing text from my coach. Hey, do you have time for a quick chat?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you know where I am. I'm at the airport. So yeah, I have
You
time.
can't fire me now.
So I like walk away and she's like, I don't know if you know, but sometimes they have people sign the national anthem. She's like, they've asked if you'll sign it for the international game in Berlin. She's like, this is an amazing opportunity. I was like, absolutely. She's like, have you ever done it before? I'm like, no. And she's like, well, good thing you have your plane ride. I'm like, absolutely, Kelly, I will be practicing.
So you practiced on the plane the whole time?
Yes, practiced on the plane the whole time. I kept having my best friend Jess. I was like, can you sing it like different ways so that I'm able to like hold my signs longer?
Right.
Like, you know how some people,
Yeah.
some singers
Do it different.
add their little runs. So I'm like, she's like pretending to do different runs.
So were there any deaf people on the plane that went, shh?
No, there
Quiet
weren't. You
down.
know, I'm surprised I didn't I should have gotten that, but no one. I'm sure my teammates sitting next to me were like, "Oh, can you like?" I'm trying to
What
sleep,
the hell
but
are you doing?
keep elbowing
on
me.
this flight.
But yes, so I practiced the whole
so you
flight
weren't on
over.
the Colts fancy plane?
No,
Oh,
we were
so
flying.
sad.
You didn't practice to the Fergie version?
I practiced too. Let's see. I practiced Chris Stapleton, which I think is
One of the best.
one of the best by
ever.
far. I practiced to Beyonce because I figured she would
That's
add
a good
a
one,
little
yeah.
extra, and I practiced to Whitney Houston.
Of course.
All very good.
Good
ones.
thing you didn't do the Fergie one. The Fergie
No,
one
that
is
one
really
probably
bad.
wouldn't have been the best
Yeah.
to practice.
So no Colts plane?
No, funny story. We flew out of Indy, obviously, to have a layover in Atlanta, which was great considering we were playing Atlanta.
The Falcons, yeah.
So we walk up to the gate after our Indy airport and we have like a 4-hour layover, and there's like balloons and table spreads and water bottles and music playing, and we're like, oh my gosh, like this is so fun. This is like
For
a
the
send off.
Falcons.
And then we're like looking more, we're like, it's like red and black
red and black.
themed. So there's Falcon logos, and like the flight attendants are like, yeah, it's like a going away party for the Falcons fans. We're like, okay, well, we're here.
Can I grab a sandwich?
So,
Yeah,
so that was funny.
Flying back in for that layover was pretty cool.
That was a little bit better than on the way out. But yes, we were like, of course we have to have a layover in Atlanta of all places.
Did you get to see Germany?
Not that much.
Yeah.
So
The airport of the stadium.
right? I was like, I saw two places: Das Center, which was where like the big fan hub was, and
That's
the
the center.
inside of the stadium.
You're welcome.
Since I got there on Friday and we left on Monday, so all entire Friday day and night we had appearances, and same thing Saturday and the game on Sunday.
I'm assuming they told you the historical significance of the stadium you were in?
Yes, absolutely. It was
Very impressive.
amazing, and it was actually from feeling it seemed smaller than Lucas Oil because it's so much wider, because it can hold like a soccer field, obviously, so the
Yeah.
field's a lot bigger. But it's actually like 10,000 more people than Lucas
Wow.
Oil.
Yeah.
But it's only 2 levels, so I think it seems shorter that way. But I mean, 10,000 more people was crazy when it was full.
I watched the game and I was frustrated when the guy called the field pitch.
Well, it happens.
Yeah, I was like, no, it's not. It's a field.
So what's next for you? Are there more like, I don't know, sign language appearances that they have planned for you?
I don't know. They seem to just keep coming. People will keep reaching out. There's more and more fans. I actually I think I got more in Germany than I did in America that people had seen my video. There's a bunch of German fans and they're like, we've seen y'all video.
So they probably blew that up there.
Yes.
We were the home team, but they also
Right.
want to promote the game a lot. And so
Right.
anything Colts, I'm sure they were.
So they were
pulling.
like, we know your video with Mark. You're amazing. And I was like, oh, I can't believe it's gotten all the
Thank
way
you.
over here. Like, that's crazy. So the fans over there were super excited, and the appearances just seem to keep coming.
Well, I have a prediction.
Okay.
You're having quite a year as a cheerleader. I don't know how the voting goes to which cheerleader they send to the Pro Bowl.
Oh.
But if they don't send you to the Pro Bowl,
she's the
they
Pro
are
Bowl
screwing
cheerleader.
it up. And
Pro Bowl
so my
cheerleader.
prediction is you're going to the Pro Bowl and they're going to ask you to sign the national anthem at the Pro Bowl.
That would be crazy, but majority of the time Pro Bowl's dedicated to like a tenured captain.
Oh, I know.
No,
I know.
You're gonna blow that
But
out of the
ain't
water.
no cheerleader blow it up like you
No,
are.
no.
Pro Bowl cheerleader. How do we vote for that?
I don't know.
It's
we,
voted
like,
on.
put a
It's voted on by the team. So
we gotta
yes,
start
yeah.
calling the team.
I'm
No,
canceling my tickets if it's
We're gonna
not
call
you.
Pat McAfee.
no. It's normally like just the cheerleader that emulates the most Colts cheer pride and is the best overall.
Well,
Cheerleader that
the
year.
one that can speak to all people,
Right?
That should be you.
Come on.
Yes, but
And-
at the same time, as I say that, like, this is amazing that this has gotten so much publicity.
Sure.
I also say, like, we have these interactions with fans at every single game. It just doesn't happen to be filmed and doesn't
That
happen
one's
to go
unique,
viral.
yeah.
Helps people. She's pretty. She's worked hard, and she's humble.
There we go. One other thing that you've done this year, maybe we can touch on a little bit. You went with other NFL cheerleaders to, I don't know, like a world tour or something
Yes.
last summer.
So they're military tours.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
So they happen
With
at
the USO.
Yes. So that happens at the very end of the season. So a lot of times, if your team doesn't make the playoffs, you're asked to go on military tours.
The Colts can go on that a lot.
I know. So
Not this
so
year, baby.
we're like, this year we're probably not going on very many military tours. So I think last year we sent pretty much our entire team. I think only about 3 girls weren't able to go because of like scheduling conflicts with their job or whatnot, on military tours to all over the world.
Where did you get to go?
I went to Bahrain.
Yeah.
Probably never heard of it. A
know
Bahrain.
tiny country.
Mhm.
And I went to Saudi Arabia.
So,
All right.
are you going along with some of the musicians that go to those areas too?
No, so we were just the entertainment for that. So we
Okay.
went with other NFL cheerleaders. So I went with a Tampa Bay Buccaneers cheerleader, an Atlanta Falcons cheerleader, and a Tennessee Titans cheerleader.
Oh, very cool.
Do you like perform, or are you just there waving and
Yeah, we
signing
do like a
autographs?
dance. We do a little, meet and greet. So it's a lot of fun. It's definitely a highlight of the cheer career
This
so
has
far.
been quite a 2-year experience.
It
Good
has.
grief.
It has. I mean, the opportunity to travel now twice internationally with the Colts,
Yeah.
and for how well we're doing this season, it has been
Even better.
an incredible 2 years.
So, how many years can you do this?
Yeah, that was gonna be my question.
You can do it as many as you want, as long as
Really?
you keep making the team. Yeah, you have to try out
I
every
said,
year.
Do you? Okay.
And
Do
we
you ever get to a
audition.
point where you don't? Like you're in
Did-
5 years.
So,
you're
I
just
see you
on?
walking in next year going, sign language person.
Unfortunately, I wish you could feel that sense of sense of security, but no one does ever. It doesn't matter if you've been on the team for 1 year or 8 years. You have the same amount of chance of getting cut that season, which is terrifying.
That's the day the camaraderie all goes away.
That is
Everybody
like-
goes from the
that is the
sweetheart
most
right here to the mean girl.
stressful month of my life. I feel sorry for anyone that is close to me in that time, and just like the emotional stress ball that I am during auditions.
All right. So, little personal question. I know there's a man in your life. Does he own a house?
He does.
Dang it!
Does he need to refinance? What's his interest rate?
He doesn't. Also, his mom is a realtor, and his dad is a mortgage broker.
That's it.
That could be illegal.
Done. You know what? We're
So
canceling this
he's
episode.
set on that one.
That's okay. That's
Morgan was a person we were going to have on the show.
Yeah.
Instead, today we talked about Tortita Tequila.
All right, Morgan. Thanks for being here.
Of course.
was
Thanks for
amazing.
having me.
I gotta say, it's a special place in my heart for my former students
Yes.
who, just have great success, and I love watching it.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you.
Thanks. Keep being awesome.
I will try.
All right.
Thank you,
well,
Morgan.
Thank you.
until next time on Indiana Success Happy Hour.
Cheers.
It's Brian and Brad, grab your seat. Real talk served with a boozy beat. Tune in, don't even blink, 'cause real estate makes us drink.